Hey guys, once again it's been a while. I apologise. I have had a sore back these last couple of weeks though, and I haven't been able to sit for great periods of time. I can sit for about 10 minutes maybe, and then I've got to stand up and walk around and stretch, and then probably an hour or so later come back, sit for another 10 minutes. It's just been pretty hectic. And I did lose all motivation in crafting because I couldn't sit for long. But when I did manage to sit, I did bits and pieces in this little journal that I have been working on. And this little journal here, it measures, I think it's 9 by 12.5 centimeters from memory. So yeah, hang on, sorry about the glare guys. So there's 9. Oh, there we go. So 9 by 12.5 centimeters. So for you inch people, it's probably just over 3.5 inches by 5. So yes, so this little journal here is 100% recycled. There is nothing in here that is not recycled, apart from the glue and paint, obviously. But everything else is 100% recycled. So there's no Tim Holtz dolls in here, there's no digi kits, there's nothing. And it's all handmade. There you go. So let me walk through how I made this. The only reason I like doing that is I hope it gives people inspiration in looking at junk in a different way and being able to create something from it. That's the purpose. So if I walk through and it's a little bit boring, just keep skipping. But I just hope it gives people inspiration to be able to use things around you to make lovely things. Well, I think this is lovely. So let me get started, guys. So this fabric here is from my grandma. This come from she gave me a couple of suitcases full of fabric, and inside the suitcases obviously was fabric, and I used this from there. So that's what that's made from. This cover is made from one of these cardboard sheets that go in between your can packaging. So if you buy a carton of Coke or a huge carton of soft drink or beer or anything like that here in Australia, I'm not sure what it's like in other parts of the world, but I know here we get a cardboard divider that goes in between, so you have a layer of cans underneath and a layer of cans on the top, and it just sits in the middle. So I'm trying to use this up because I've always thought it being flimsy junk cardboard, but it's actually quite nice to work with. So I will be making a lot more of these little journals. I can get 2 journals out of 1 sheet, so that's a plus. So that's what that's made out of, and I have done this one different to my last one. My last one, I'll leave the link. It was covered in some Tim Holtz, I think it was, what do you call that paper? It's not tracing paper, but it's, you know, his decorated papers that he has, that thin. Hang on, let me pull some out here. I've got a little bit of scrap left here. So that stuff, that's what my last one was made out of. It was covered, this cardboard was covered with this and painted, if that makes sense. But anyway, we're talking about this one. See, digression. Okay, so this cover is actually made from brown food packaging that you get your takeaway food in, like Hungry Jack's, McDonald's, KFC bags. I've got a Brody's chicken one here. So it's made, it's covered, this cardboard here is covered in brown paper and painted. So there's that. And I made this little guy here. It's hand drawn and cut out with a X-Acto knife, or Stanley blade as we call them. So I did make that by hand, and it was made from the bottom section of the bag. I just folded that in half like so, so I had a really good thickness there, and I glued it and put it under a couple of books, and when it was nice and dry, I cut it all out and painted it. So there's that. This little eyelet here is from, I did show you on a video that I did not long ago. I actually saved them from incense boxes. Oh, do I have one handy? Let me see. See, I'm not organised, guys. Give me a second. I'm pretty sure I have some here. And of course I'm making a video. The dog wants to yap because that's just what he does. Yes. So give me a second. Okay, I'm sitting. My husband bought me a new chair, guys. It is absolutely beautiful. I can sit for longer periods and my back doesn't ache as much. Just give me a second. I'm going to go cook with the dog. Okay, now, so once I've used my incense, they come in tiny or big, they come in longer boxes as well. Once they're all used up, because see the little thing sits in the top there, like so. But I don't use these for that purpose, because I do have an incense holder, so I use my holder. So when my box is empty, I take these out and I reuse them. So that's what that is there. These cogs are cut out of what do you call them, mother boxes, energy drink boxes, these things. So I've used energy drink box to cut out my cogs, and I have painted them. I did do a video on that. I will leave, well, how I painted these, I'll leave the video link below. This was just cut out of one of these, actually. This box here, nice thick card. So I used one of these to make this, and some of my microfiche that I have. I have used that throughout this journal, so I think it adds a nice touch underneath, actually. So I've just stuck that underneath once I've cut it all out. And there's my little spine. This is just some thread that I had in my thread box that I've put a couple of strands together and made that. These little reinforcement rings here are actually made from one of these. So what I did is I've got a little tiny, see that little tiny punch, it's the littlest hole, it's tiny weeny. So all I did, guys, was I put in my hole like so. See, it's just little tiny, and it's good because a needle fits perfectly through there. So if you've got a nice needle that you bind your books with, see, look at that, fits really nice through there. So I've got that, and I've also got an old faithful, the spring's gone in it, but it still does the job. So I just lined up the back of this in my, tried to make that center, and out it pops, and there's my reinforcement ring. Look at that. Yeah, gorgeous. So that's what those are made out of. Like I said, I'm only doing this, guys, so it gives you some ideas on how to recycle and repurpose things. And it's a nice challenge. I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge of trying to create from just something that is lying around the place. It just satisfies me. It really does. And it stops landfill. So there's that. So that's how my cover and all this was made. These are from broken bits of necklace that I have accumulated over the years. See, I've got a bracelet here that's ready to be pulled apart. So yeah, so that's all that is, just some old beads. And I made these paper beads a while back. I'll leave that link as well for you to check out. So there's those. So let's get inside. Sorry guys, I'm rambling, but it's such an awesome journal. I love it. Okay, so this is how I've done my closure. I've just threaded Grandma's fabric through there, and I've just anchored it down with one of those cogs that I die cut out of this stuff. So that's all that is. Excuse me. This paper here, I have hand stamped. I did do this on camera as well. I made these on camera, so I'll leave that link below. You've got a lot of links to watch, guys. So this paper's just made from old timesheets, old printer. Yeah, it's just old paper. That's all it is. And I have just put a script stamp over the top. So there's that, and then we have some old music paper, some fabric here, in my little fabric box that I've got little snippets and stuff, a stamp. I don't have much steampunk stuff, but yeah, I've tried. And this here is got some stenciling, and it's just scraps of paper that I have thrown in to journal and write on. And there's some brown, rest of that Hungry Jack's bag there, some brown packaging. And here is some microfiche that I have put some stays on ink on, so I put some stamping on there, some scraps of fabric. This microfiche is available in my Etsy shop, guys, if you're interested. I'm having fun using it, actually. So I've got a little tag there that I've made. This is made out of an energy drink box as well, and I've just put it through my Big Shot. I've got a, what do you call it, an embossing folder, so I've just popped that through. Some stamping, some old scraps of paper, and some more cogs that I painted. Just scraps of paper here, some fabric, and one of my little soda can or ring pull dangles that I made. There's another link I'll leave for you to view. I've put a little cog on there, so there's that. Some more fabric. There's a little pocket, I forget what it's called. I don't know who invented this one. I know people do mention it a lot in their videos. If anyone knows, just leave a comment below and I'll chuck it in the description up the top, because honestly I don't remember, but I know people do mention it. So there's just one of those little flips here. This paper actually come from Bonny and Clive. She sent me bits and pieces in orders and happy mails and stuff like that. So that's one of her coffee dyed papers there, and one of her stamps that she cuts out of her dad's stamp magazines. So there's that with some cogs, and no doubt the music paper come from her too, because I did buy some music packs from her Etsy store last year, I think it was, or the year before. It would have been last year. So yeah, that's from there. Tickets that I've just stamped onto some just scrap paper, so I have stamped those myself using, let me have a look here, guys, excuse for a minute. Yeah, look, Bruise, where are we? Bruise. The dog nipped me the other day, a little turd. She was playing and she nipped my arm. Alright, let me have a look. So this one here, I don't know, it's just a generic brand, guys. I'm not sure where it come from eBay, but I don't think it was an actual brand name. It's just one of those $2 stamps that you buy from eBay. So it's got different. So that's the one there that I used on some paper. So I've chucked this in. This is an actual ticket. It come from one of my son's school music concerts, and when he was in primary school. So I've put one of those in. I might chuck another one of those in too, or a couple more, because I've got a few of them. This is a journaling card that I made a while back, and I've just put some stamping and some more of that script paper scraps from the front cover on there. So put that in, some of them. This here is the same. It's just from that same stamp set, that ticket one there. So I've just made some faux tickets, and I've just punched holes in between them. So that's from a book page, actually. There you go, the bottom of a book page. So I've made that. And this is something that I found in my stash. I think this is the last one I have, actually. I'm not sure where it come from, but it's there. So I'll put that in there. And an old coin envelope, some brown packaging here, paper bag packaging. I think I've got 2 layers there stuck together just to make a pocket, with some scrap pieces of fabric and cogs that I've painted. It's a little tag that I've made. This Brad was sent in a happy mail. I think I've got 3 left. So I've just put that in there. It doesn't go all the way through. It's sort of just in the middle there, holding that bit of fabric on. And this is one of my one of these sheets. So when I have my papers left over, I stick them all down, and so that come from one of these. Not that particular sheet, but it did come from something similar. So I've just put a little pocket there. Now this envelope here was the other half of the envelope that I didn't use in my last little journal. So my last little journal, I used this bit of it. I just ripped it off, and this one here, I've used this one. So that's the rest of it. And I've just stuck some napkin down with some stamping, some more stamping on some fabric. That's just on paper, but I've sewn the paper on fabric. And that's from a magazine. It's just some scaffolding, actually. It's a building with scaffolding that I've just stuck it on top of. So yeah, security envelopes. I love using these. It's a nice challenge to see what we can come up with. This is some vintage paper. I had this when I was at school, guys. This is my little notebook. Let me drag it out. It's in my paper stash. let me have a look. It's on the bottom here somewhere. Let's check it out. Here we go. Right. So this here was left over from my school days, guys. So that's how old this paper is. Yeah, I love how it's aged. See, it ages beautifully, just like me. And now it's going to go funny. Okay. Now, let's have a look. So, let me get rid of these. So that's what that paper is, and I've just done some stamping. I've used this one here, another generic one. There's no particular brand name to it, so I've just stamped on some old paper. It's upside down. But yeah, so that's what that one is. More stamping. I've used a book page, and I've stuck it on the back of a security envelope, and I've tried to get the pattern of the security envelope around the outside, so it just gives it a little bit of interest. So that's on one of these tea-dyed. I tea-dyed some envelopes, so that's what that's from, with some stamping. So where's that one? This one here is a brand. It is a Kaisercraft. So the ones that are Kaisercraft I normally keep in their packets. So there's that. I've had this for a couple of years now. It's a nice little stamp. So put that in there. It's just a little journaling spot. You can tuck some stuff in. Some stenciling. I've sewn down that side, and there's just another one that I have done using some food packaging, book page, and some tea dye paper. And which stamp was that? I think it was that Kaisercraft one. Yeah, so I've just used that end of it there. Okay, and that's just some scrap scrap fabric of a pair of my husband's favourite shorts that's just worn so thin there's a hole where the pocket is, so it become my stash. Oh gee, really, I just spilled stuff everywhere. Excuse, I mean it's everywhere. Bear with me guys, I'll just pause this while okay, now where was I? Yes, so little envelope here. I've just put another stamp there, and I've just distressed it with some inks. So there's that, and we have another corner tuck here. Same thing, it opens up. Like I said, if anybody knows the name, leave the link, leave what it is below, and I'll leave a link or something, and I'll put it in the description. So yeah, just some old burlap, another ticket that I printed out, some scrap fabric, and some yarn. There's just bits of scrap paper that you can journal on or use for something else. Put that in there. Some old book pages. This is actually from my son or daughter's year 1 book. I'm not sure which one it was, but I tea dyed some papers, and some more of my grandma's fabric that I've turned into a little ruffle. And another embossed piece of card that's an energy drink box as well. So I've just embossed some thingy here. Here's the other half of it, look, see, there's the other half. So I've just chopped a little bit of that off there. So yeah, that's what that is. And I had one of these index cards that Bonnie sent me in one of my orders or happy mails, and I've just put some stamping on it, some script stamp going that way in green. I'm not sure whether you can see the green, and this is actually from a magazine. I was looking through magazines the other day, and I come across, let me see if it's in here. Yes, I come across this watch from the magazine, and I'm thinking, how awesome is that? So I've chopped off some of that to use in here. So there's that, and some rest of that microfiche. So I've used basically a sheet of microfiche in this journal from the front to here and here, and I think I've got like tiny little bit left over. There you go. So I've got that much left over. That come off there somewhere. Yes. So there you go. I might actually make another tag and slip that in as well, and that will get rid of that. So I'll do that in a minute. So yeah, just some leftover. Actually, this is the thread. So when I ripped this stuff and all these threads come off, I use that thread to make a one of them. So that's what that is. Okay, and then we have some more writing space. While I'm here, I do want to put some more stenciling in. I didn't get around to doing that, so I'll do that now for you guys. So it's done. So let me just grab, this is just one of those stencils that you get from a $2 shop. I'm not sure. I don't think it had a name, to be honest. It was just, or did it? Or did it? No, I don't think it did. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, let me move some of my junk. I put this here so it hides my junk. I've got so much stuff here. Okay, let me grab, I'll use some gathered twigs actually. There's my brown one. So I've got a variety of different inks through here. I've got gathered twigs, I've got vintage photo, I've got walnut stain, I've got some barn door, actually some red that I've just done lightly on different things. So yeah, I've used a number of different colour inks. I've used StazOns and yeah, all sorts of stuff. So let me just add some of these cogs just to give it a bit of interest. There we go. That looks better. I need to have something. Stencils always make things look better, I reckon. I need to get some more stencils. I really do. Alright. Yeah, that's all we need. And I might do a couple under here as well. Let me just turn that way. Put that over here. So if I do that, and I might put one up here. Yeah, stenciling always makes things look nice. I'm going to do the same over here too, guys. Bear with me. See, I've missed a few pages. That's not good, really. Not good at all. And I've got this really nifty one. Excuse the shot. Okay, where is it? This one here. This is a pack. You can get a pack. I just went cheapest to cheap postage a couple of years ago on Etsy. Not Etsy. YouTube. No. God. Help me. eBay. And you buy a pack of, like a big pack of stencils. I think there's 20 or something, and you just get what they give you, and that come in it. So I've been using that a little bit throughout here as well. Look here, and yeah. Anyway, so let me put that back in there, that back in there, and I want to, while I'm here, let me just grab one of these little clips just to hold that paper back for now, just a little bit. I just want to get this line stamp that I own and just put some lines across. That will give you some extra journaling lines as well. So this is just a cheap stamp pad. I've had to spray it with water. Just come from a $2 shop. I think it come in a pack of 2 or something or other. I use this for the lines because it's not a heavy ink and it doesn't bleed through the paper, so that's a good sign. Now I don't want to get it on top of my leather here, so I'm just going to bring my paper over. Okay, there we go. Look at that, just gives us some extra lines on there. I'll just spray that. It's not a waterproof ink, it's very, yeah, but it does the job on paper. Okay, let me put that back. So there is that. Let me move these stencils. They belong up here so I can get to them easy. And that one behind me. Alright, let me move that. Alright, so here is my little journal, guys. Oh, and I've got a back pocket. I forgot all about that. Some more of this. I have put that on a book page. I've stuck it onto a book page just to give it a little bit of sturdiness because it's very thin deli paper, you know, that paper they wrap your meat in. No, it's not. Gee, I'm telling fibs here, guys. It's not. It's actual copy paper. It's this stuff. See, I'm all confused. I'm confusing myself. But I backed it onto some book paper anyway because I wanted to make a pocket. This is made out of some brown paper, just packaging this stuff. And I've made it into a little envelope. So I've just got a little tiny bit of scrap paper in there. So there's that, with a cog and one of those recycled eyelets from my incense boxes. So there we go. And once again, I have stamped some tickets on some scrap paper to use. There's those, and another scrap bit of paper with some stenciling and stamping on. So there's that there. So like I said, guys, everything in this book is recycled and made from scratch, apart from the fabric. But it is recycled fabric. I haven't made that from scratch. But yes, so you know what I mean. But anyway, so I will stick this one in somewhere. I might, yes, I will. I'll do that on camera with you guys. Otherwise I won't do it because I've got like 100 things that I need to complete. Which way am I going to put my hole? I might put it this way. So I'm just going to round the corners on the small setting. You can do large setting too, I guess. It's just that they're very pointy and sharp because it's plastic. I like the plasticky stuff. It's just a little bit sharp, these corners sometimes. So I'll just round those off. And so they're rounded. I just want to grab a hole punch. I'll do the small, I think. Small or large? Yeah, I'll do the small. Kind of eyeball the center. Just punch a hole in there. And I shall use, actually I saw a bit of fabric floating around here, didn't I? I did. Oh, there's some more dangles. I've got stuff everywhere, guys. What fabric? What fabric? What fabric? I do have some. What fabric don't I have? That. What about that? Will that fit through? We shall soon find out, won't we? Probably won't. I think it's going to be too... Oh no, there we go. There we go. So there's another tag done. Where am I going to put it? That's the question. No, I'll put it in here with that one. There we go. So there's a couple of tags, a couple of goodies. So there you go, guys. That is my little journal. So it will be available in my Etsy shop. It's another little chunky monkey. It's only teeny, but it's so packed full of goodness. And if you're a steampunk fan, this is the journal for you guys. Okay, so that's it for now. Until the next video, guys, give your loved ones a hug. They're precious. And I shall talk to you all soon. Bye for now.